Welcome to this week's inspiring episode of Drive for Life. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Drive for Life, the Drive to 7,000. I'm your host, Brian Martindale, coming to you tonight from the Carmank Apparel Studios in Bay City, Michigan. And tonight we're joined by Brittany Sharp. Brittany is outside of Toledo, Ohio tonight, and she joins us with her son, Arlo, who needs a kidney transplant. And Brittany, first of all, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you tonight. And we want to find out a little bit about Arlo, and how all of this started, his kidney disease battle, and what's led up to him needing a kidney transplant. So let's talk a little about that.
Well, we found out at my 20-week anatomy scan that there was some kidney anomalies going on. We weren't sure exactly what was happening. We were transferred through a lot of hospitals in Ohio until we landed at Cincinnati Children's, where they did amnio infusions for me while we were pregnant, to help his lung development. And when he was born, he was too small for Cincinnati to do his dialysis. So we got transferred to Chicago, and that's where we got his first dialysis port, was in Chicago.
Wow. So he's been on dialysis since a very early time.
Oh, yeah, since he was 3 days old.
3 days old. So, and then now he does dialysis, I'm assuming, at home now?
Yep, we're on PD here at home. Yep, we do it every night.
Okay. Every night. And how long does that last for people watching?
It's 12 hours all night long.
12 hours.
Yeah.
So, I always try to get this, clear to people. Parents might not be familiar. First of all, that they can donate their full-size kidney to a child as young as Arlo, depending on his size and weight. And we know he's just come to the point where he can be transplanted. But people don't realize what he has to go through, not understanding at his age. And then how do you do his dialysis, for example? I know some people, sit in a recliner, some people hold, change off. What do you guys do?
He sleeps in his crib, but it is, he rolls a lot, so it's kind of hard. The machine doesn't like him rolling around and moving and stuff, so we get a lot of alarms for him rolling around.
Sure.
It's he's definitely been through a battle,
Yeah. Yeah. And I like to bring that up because people don't realize you're doing this every day, 10 to 12 hours a day in your case, and there's no breaks because,
Yeah.
that's the lifeline to Arlo until he receives this kidney transplant. And to do that as parents, you don't have time off, you don't have vacations or anything like that. Everything's geared towards Arlo's life, and you do
That's
whatever
right.
you have to do.
Yes.
So now he is, you're in Toledo, but he's listed at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay. And how often do you, I know this involves a lot of medical appointments too to get listed. Are you doing a lot of trips back and forth, spending a lot of time between there and Cincinnati?
Oh, yes. We're in Cincinnati at the very least, at least once a month, often more, but we have to go down every month for his regular kidney clinic. But a lot of times it's more, but
Yeah. And then locally, go ahead.
yes, we do. We do local labs sometimes, when we can. And then we have a lot of other specialties that we follow with here at home, in Toledo.
Okay. Well, I just, like I say, I want to bring up the seriousness of this and what goes on with a child as young as Arlo, because it's a lot different than when we talk to an adult or we talk to even a teenager or, an adolescent child, as opposed to a child who's on PD every day and having to go through that every night. I can't imagine, try to keep still and get through the alarms and everything. And then let people know too, it takes a lot of equipment to keep him alive and to do PD 10 hours or 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. What does that involve? How does all that get to you? Everything that you use?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we'd have to take his blood pressure, his temperature, his weight. We have to do that twice a day. Um, my house, basically looks like a, a hospital room. There's medical equipment everywhere. You know,
Right.
one of our second bedroom is all medical equipment.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you get a delivery once or twice every a week or two.
Oh, I feels like I'm bringing boxes. I just brought a box in. It feels like I'm bringing packages in all the time.
Yeah. And then, so people know too. Now you use, they ship your dialysis fluid to you, correct? For the
Yes.
home PD. And how much is used every day? I mean, I want people to get an idea of this in
It's
size.
um it's so it's the size that he uses is a 6-liter bag. So if you can imagine, they're really heavy, big bags. The boxes they bring in are really heavy. I mean, it's the guys, they bring it in on a dolly, stacks of boxes.
Right. And that's 6 liters a day to do his PD.
Yeah, that's the minimum. Yep.
That's the minimum. And then times that by 7 days. That's
Yeah.
42 right there at the minimum. Uh, and
Yes.
and then and then like I say, imagine that in boxes. I know the first time I visited with one of our patients' families, and they took me into their bedroom where they had their child and they did dialysis. One whole wall was just dialysis fluid, for a
Yes.
week, along with the other things go with it. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing what you parents do and what you sacrifice and go through for your children. We're going to talk a little bit more about this. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Brittany Sharp and more about Arlo on Kidneys for Kids, Drive for Life.
Hi, we're the Sober Allsby family.
And what's your name?
Thea.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Mallory.
My dad name Keith and dad Mallory.
In December of 2023, Bear had a kidney transplant.
Yeah.
Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole process, Kidneys for Kids was right there alongside us. They helped us make the important connections with the media to get their story out there and ultimately help us find his donor.
And at multiple times, they have helped us with financial assistance during a very difficult time where we were living between multiple cities and racing to go to different doctor's appointments to make sure that he could get his kidney and everything went off without a hitch.
Thank you, Kidneys for Kids. We don't know where we'd be without you.
We love you.
When I first inquired about what a transplant would cost, it's just, you can't even put it in words. Anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000. Who's got the funds to pay for that? It's really overwhelming. At some point you say to yourself, well, how are we going to get through this? Who's going to help us?
It's not like they say, this is how much it's going to cost, can you do it? You just do it because you know that that's what's needed. And at the end, things take time to roll in. Evan had his surgery in June. I didn't see a single bill until almost October. And then all of a sudden, boom. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars of bills.
It's been very nice because CODA's team, they sent a fundraising package and kind of gave a step-by-step way to do it. So even if you've never done any fundraising, CODA's there to help you every step of the way. It's just been fantastic for us. So we've had a home run derby, we've had a golf tournament, we've done bake sales at the schools, we've done wristband sales, we've done t-shirt sales. It's only limited by your imagination. CODA provides ideas and helps along the way, and pretty soon it becomes second nature. Now everybody wants to help out.
When you talk about having a family that has somebody who has a transplant, it instantly becomes lifetime. So to have somebody who supports you through the journey, it makes it feel not so alone. But when those bills start rolling in, it's nice to be able to pick up the phone and say, I need some help with this. Who do I need to talk to? And CODA has been great.
CODA's website allows you to log on and pay the bills effortlessly. Provide them the receipt, and they take care of the rest.
The Coda family, knowing that you cover us for a lifetime, that you'll always be there, that if we need to fundraise again, if we need to have another event, you're there. And that's, you can't put a price on it. It's like family.
Coda's funding not only just helps with the medications, but it also pays for your travel, your lodging, your parking, any transplant related expense. Now, if that costs for me to drive to UNC, it pays for the gas, the lodging, the parking, and the meals. Having Coda behind us allows us to just enjoy our everyday lifetime activities and supporting one another and worry about his health than to worry about how are we going to pay for everything. Coda does that for you.
Because of Coda, we as the McGuire family have been able to get through a transplant and come out on the other side with calm and reassurance and the ability to keep rolling with life and not be bogged down with the medical expenses and the worry of how it's going to get paid for. Evan, being 15, still is a minor, still lives with us, but I expect great things out of this young man. Being able to just go to college, start a job, start a family, and not have this heavy burden of medical expenses.
Long after me and Steph are gone, Coda's going to be there. Coda's going to be there for my son. I get emotional thinking about it.
If your family is on a transplant journey, call the trusted leader supporting families. Call Coda today or go to CodaGetStarted.org.
And welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's episode of Drive for Life, the Drive to 7,000. Again, I'm your host, Brian Martindale, coming to you from Bay City, Michigan, in the Carmen Apparel Studios. And tonight I'm with Brittany Sharp. Brittany is just outside of Toledo, Ohio, with her son, Arlo, who needs a kidney transplant. Brittany, again, thank you for joining us. And in the first part, we've talked about Arlo's dialysis, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Everything that goes into it, visits back and forth to Cincinnati Children's to make sure he's qualified to receive a kidney. And now we've reached that point, and people now can register, correct? If they're watching this and they're motivated tonight, as far as what they're hearing.
Yes.
And what would, as far as we talked about everything that it goes into you taking care of Arlo, and everything goes into saving Arlo's life literally every day. What will a kidney transplant do for you, Arlo, and your family?
It's kind of hard to imagine, the change that's going to happen. He's to not need a machine to live, that's going to be pretty incredible, just
Right.
for him to be able to live the life he was meant to, with this, it's truly a gift of life, for him not to be connected to a machine 12 hours a day, or to be in the hospital because of complexities with the dialysis, because there's every day that, you're hoping you don't run into a roadblock or something that came up, or, something wrong with the catheter, or any number of things that can happen on dialysis, so every day is just careful and watching and praying, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a new challenge, and wondering what today is going to bring.
yes, every day. Yes.
So, well, I just want people to know watching tonight that from a donor's point of view, I'm a living kidney donor myself, and I did donate to a 10-year-old girl 13 years ago in January. I just saw her story in the newspaper, and you're watching this story tonight with Arlo and his mom talking about what he goes through. And I was motivated because of reading about what a 10-year-old was going through with her kidney failure. I saw the story at the right time. I was a match, but it doesn't matter if you're matched. And I'm going to explain this just a little bit to you. Sandy, what is Arlo's blood type? Just so we know.
O positive.
O positive. So, all right, I'm going to correct that. Let's go back. I'm going to ask that again. We're going to cut it. Okay. Brittany, what is Arlo's blood type?
O positive.
Okay. So why I asked you that is because sometimes people see a blood type in a story and they say, well, I'm not that blood type. I can't help Arlo. And they're only thinking about what's called direct donation. When I was talking about my story with Jessica, we were direct. We were both A positives, and I was able to donate directly to her my kidney. But if you're watching this tonight and you're not Arlo's blood type, you can become what's called a paired kidney donor. And so you would donate through paired kidney donation through Cincinnati Children's Hospital, and you would donate to somebody that's exactly matched to you in their pool of people who need kidneys. And then in turn, the person that matches in their pool as a donor that exactly matches Arlo, that kidney would go straight to Arlo. So in a paired donation, a lot of times you're saving, first of all, two lives because somebody's donating for Arlo and then somebody's donating back to Arlo. And then sometimes there's more than one or two people needed, a donor and recipient, to make matches, and it can cause what we call a chain donation. So sometimes there can be 4, 5, 6 people in a chain that receive kidneys from 4 to 5 to 6 recipients. It's all based on matching and cross matching. So no matter what blood type you are, as long as you're a healthy person watching tonight with 2 healthy kidneys, and wherever you're watching around Cincinnati or anywhere in the United States, because of paired kidney donation, you can donate either directly to Arlo or you can donate through paired kidney donation. And at the end of the show, we're simply going to have the contact here for Cincinnati Children's Hospital Living Kidney Donation Program. And you'll use that to register to test for Arlo, and you'll be contacted. You'll go through basic tests, which are blood and tissue type. And after you pass the basic tests, you go through a whole battery of tests. So you know from stem to stern that you're one of the healthiest people in the world. And I went through mine at 51, and for guys that, in their 50s, you don't know, unless you're somebody that's gone to the doctor regularly. I worked in construction. I just went to the doctor if I was sick. So you're going to find out your whole health picture, total health picture. And if you're healthy enough to donate to Arlo, you are one of the healthiest people in the United States. And we tend to live longer, healthier lives after we donate because we have one kidney left because now Arlo has one and he's healthy, and we take better care of ours. We take better care of our health. We drink more water, we eat more healthy foods, and we just do things that tend to our health. So we tend to live longer as living kidney donors. So that's everything I can throw in about the positive things of becoming a living kidney donor. I'm 13 years out. I'm 64 years old. I run around with the energy of a 30-year-old. You can do the same thing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching this young man who needs a kidney transplant, chained to a machine 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can take that away from him and his family and give him a new life. I know I've gone on real quick and everything, but I want to get the information out tonight to make people know that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, as long as you're healthy with 2 kidneys, you can be Arlo's life-saving hero kidney donor. Is there anything you'd like to say as far as people watching, anything at all about kidney donation or Arlo and your family?
We're just so grateful for anybody even paying attention, for anybody that even thinks about it, or even, it's hard to put into words how thankful we are for anybody that even, thinks about it, to think about giving a kidney, it's just hard to put into words, how grateful we are.
Yeah, I like to say we talk about kindness a lot in Kidneys for Kids, and I like to say it's the kindest thing you could do as a human being, and especially this is our 250th year. It's celebrating the 250th year of our independence of America, and what more patriotic thing could you do to celebrate our 250th year than becoming a living kidney donor, especially to a child like Arlo? So, Brittany, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being with us with Arlo. Thank you for telling his story. We're going to get people routed to Cincinnati Children's to register to become his living kidney donor. We're going to keep in contact with you and get updates on him. And we wish you all the best. And we're going to be seeing you live in Cincinnati in July when we take our Driving for Life Drive to 7,000 national trip. We'll be visiting 33 children's hospitals this summer in 33 different states, including Cincinnati Children's. So you'll see us on, and we hope by the time we reach Cincinnati that Arlo's had that kidney transplant, and we're doing a wonderful follow-up interview with a healthy little boy. So
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching another episode of Drive for Life, the Drive to 7,000. I'm Brian Martindale. Have a great evening and join us again next week.